Morning, guys. Happy coffee talk. Slow start today. It's 9:20. I'm talking this is 3 hours later than I normally record coffee talk, and things are happening in my house. Georgia's up. Everything's happening. So if you hear background noise, that's why. But it's better to record it and to do it with you than it is to just say, screw it, I slept long not doing it. And today's coffee talk episode is about dragon ass. Like, I don't know if that term is familiar with you, but when you feel like you're slow, you can't get moving, you're just kind of dragging. That's what I'm going to talk about in a minute. But before that, you know the deal. My coffee is in this really cool mug that looks like a skyline. It really looks like the Washington skyline right now because it's gray and green. That's kind of the theme of Washington in the winter, gray and green. And I'm drinking Rise Up coffee. And so Rise Up comes actually from where I grew up on the eastern shore of Maryland. It was a small coffee shop there. And now I think they have like multiple locations all over Maryland, maybe even up into some other states. So they're killing it. But Rise Up coffee is delicious. So if you're ever in the Maryland area and you see a Rise Up, go get yourself some because it's really good. Reminder, the reset is still going on, and I want you to be a part of it. So it is January the 13th. And if you have not made progress, if you are dragging and maybe dragging ass on getting moving towards some of your new year goals, then I want to invite you to use the reset as your kick in the pants because you get to customize it for yourself. We have 10 different things that you get to choose from, and then you pick inside of those 10 which ones you want to focus on. And so you might pick 3 or 4 of them and you're like, I'm committed to those. And you commit to a minimum of 7 days or a maximum of the entire month. And so that reset is going to be there for you to kind of give yourself that little extra accountability boost of saying no to sugar, maybe taking a break from alcohol, maybe just really cleaning up your food or committing to the exercise. It's just a game. And so if you are not doing much, this game is for you. So I want you to join. I'll put the link in the comments and the link in the show notes. But join us for the reset. You can join. There's still 2 weeks left. Commit to the last 2 weeks of January and do it with us and build some momentum completely for free. So let's talk what happens when you feel like you are dragging. Not a dragon, because that'd be kind of gangster. If you feel like a dragon, then there's nothing wrong because you're just going to blast fire on people and, fly to the next town. I don't know. But if you are dragging ass, which is what I feel like I am today, that's what we're going to talk about. So first off, it's been a busy week. And so my body is physically tired. So first I want to say that there's nothing wrong. I'm just going to share what I'm doing with these feelings, because in case you ever have these feelings, I want you to also be able to say, well, is there something wrong or does this all make sense? So first off, I was tired last night. Early, like 7 o'clock tired. Normally I'm not tired at 7 o'clock. And last night I was tired. And so I was laying on the couch. Again, not typical for me. I'm not like a lay on the couch girl. And I was laying on the couch and I was like, man, I am worn out. All I wanted to do was have Georgia, who's a wild 3-year-old, lay on me and my dog cuddle with me. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. I actually even put it on my story because that's what I was doing. So I knew I was tired last night and I went to bed at 8:50. 8:50, and I woke up at 7:30 this morning. That is not typical. I slept almost 10 hours. And when I woke up, I did not wake up feeling rested. I mean, I didn't feel not rested, but I felt like I was in a funk. I woke up kind of feeling emotionally and mentally down. Like, oh, I could just stay in bed. That's what I felt like. I want to stay in bed. I want to sleep some more. I didn't feel motivated to like jump up out of bed and do coffee talk like I normally do. I didn't feel like emotionally high. I actually started feeling like a little Debbie Downer pity party about things, and just start looking for things in my life to be worried about, right? I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you where you wake up or even at the end of the day, you start to be in that like emotionally down place, and then your energy gets sucked out as a part of that. And so again, who knows what it is? It could just be I'm physically tired. I had a major hand injury this week, so maybe that's wearing me out. We've also had like a lot of great stuff happening in Fit Me with our clients, and so it's just taken a lot of, focus. So it's reasonable to feel tired, and it's also reasonable to have your emotions vary. Some days you're going to feel amped and energized. Some days you're going to feel bleh. Some days you're going to feel like everything is going awesome. Other days you're going to feel like everybody hates me and life is sad. And you can have those emotional fluctuations. And most of the time, and again, I'm not talking about mental health struggles. If you actually have like huge variations, obviously that's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the more like typical variations in our emotional energy or our actual physical energy. Those normal fluctuations is what I'm talking about. Because if you're having like extremes, well then you might need some support for that. Because that's, again, that's tough. And so I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about the typical fluctuations, the ups and downs that we feel. And again, we tend to look for something to be like majorly wrong. Am I sick? Is the world falling apart? Is the sky falling? Does everybody hate me? Like, you start to actually look for evidence to justify the emotional feeling or the energy feeling. But sometimes it's just okay to say like, that's where I'm at today. Maybe because again, of the realistic circumstances, your body is physically and emotionally tired and you can flex for that. And so did I beat myself up that I slept till 7:30 and now it's 9:30 and I'm recording Coffee Talk? I mean, Jesus, this is the latest Coffee Talk ever. But I figured, you know what? I'm going to record it. I'm going to talk about how I'm feeling today. I actually sat here for 15 minutes before I even pushed record because I didn't feel like it, because that's where I'm at today. I didn't feel like it, but I went ahead and pushed record and I figured, let's talk about these things, because maybe you feel like this sometimes too. Maybe you like sit outside your gym for 15 minutes because you just don't feel like going in. And I want you to eventually just push the button and go in, just like I pushed the button to talk to you this morning. You might not feel like it. The energy level might not be there. That's okay. You might have all the Debbie Downer feelings. Hey, my progress is slow. I talked to a client, it was either yesterday or the day before, and she's been making progress for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I mean, she completely shifted her routine so that she could make progress. And she was at the lowest weight that she's been since we've started. She was feeling really good. She was on top of it. And then she had to travel for 2 days. So I'm talking to her on the back end of that travel. And she's like, I just don't feel like I'm making good progress. And like, I just feel frustrated. And it was all the feels. It was exactly like what I'm talking about right now. She was in her feels searching for evidence that things were wrong when there was actually nothing wrong. So it was so good that like she put herself in a position to have a coach, because me as the outsider can look in and be like, hey, look, actually the evidence shows otherwise. You have been doing your dinner meal prep consistently for weeks. You hit your lowest body weight ever over the holidays. Like, you're feeling good. You're on track. You're doing the things. I mean, like, you are just experiencing a down, and that's okay. Like, just ride it out. Let yourself feel the feels. Let yourself be tired. Let yourself not have as much energy as you typically do, and then get back to business. And today, let's be honest, Friday today, the 13th, I'm not going to have the full on, 20 out of 10 energy that I normally do. That's okay. What I am going to do is show up for myself in my non-negotiables. And I want you to have some non-negotiables too. Recording this podcast for me is one of my non-negotiables. I mean, again, every once in a while it doesn't happen because of actual real life or travel or something like that. But in terms of just like, do I feel like doing it? It's a non-negotiable. If I have the time, because I'm here, like, again, I always have the time. You have the time for anything you want. But if I'm physically present in this house, and there's no a reason that I can't do it, it's a non-negotiable. You know what else is a non-negotiable for me? Moving my body. So some kind of movement. If I can't make it to the gym, like tonight, for example, and I think this is another thing, like sort of these swirls of my normal are kind of off because of my hand injury. So tonight is all rolls at the gym. And I think I told you guys earlier this week that I went and did the training part, but I did not do the rolls part because that's a little bit more dynamic and a little crazier. So I went ahead and I might not go tonight because there's no skill and instruction. But I'm going to do something to move my body today. It's a non-negotiable. And so That's another one of my non-negotiables. I already had my breakfast, non-negotiable. I'm going to drink my water, non-negotiable. And if I have energy for other things today, like I want to clean my house. I want to like do all these things. I want to build out some new and exciting content for Fit Me. I want to talk to people all day. Like I want to do the things that I love to do, but I might not do all those things today because I'm feeling more like a level 4 today, not my normal level 20 out of 10. And I'm going to allow myself to have that day and do my non-negotiables and then move forward. Why? Because there's nothing wrong. It's normal to have those up and downs. It's normal to not feel motivated sometimes. It's normal to emotionally feel like, am I on progress? Is everything going okay? Like that is normal. The mistake that people make is they tend to make decisions in those moments where their emotions are the ones that are guiding the decisions rather than evidence or facts or like rational thinking around something. So in those days that you feel off, do not make decisions. Do not like decide that you're quitting the gym that day. Do not like end your membership to the gym because one day you didn't feel motivated. Don't do it. It's a terrible idea because again, you're making a decision on a day that you could just be a little bit off and you're going to feel better. So that's my coffee talk message for today. We're not going to go crazy like on, sunshine and rainbows or make it all right, or you don't have to make me feel better today. I'm just telling you where I'm at because, obviously one of our values is realness. I want you to see me show up on days that I don't want to show up. Like we can do that together. We can show up together on days we don't want to show up without judgment. I told you I had all the emotional feelings today. It'd be easier just to tell you that I'm always level 20 out of 10. That would be easier. But I think like it's more important for you guys to see that I'm just human and a human that's able to make progress towards their goals or to take good care of themselves or to stay on track or to grow or to connect. All those things needs to be able to weather the tough days or the days you just don't feel like it. And so on those days, I challenge you to find your non-negotiables and do those. And everything else is okay to wait till tomorrow. Do your non-negotiables, give yourself the space that you need, recognize that it's just emotions, and give yourself the space to feel it, but don't give those emotions too much power because again, the ups and downs, they're normal. So don't quit the gym that day. Don't quit your coach that day. Don't quit your job that day. Give yourself the space and don't beat yourself up. So if you catch yourself in that spiral of like, oh, I'm still too fat or, oh, I'm not succeeding at work or, oh, nobody likes me or, oh, whatever, recognize that for what it is. You're in that emotional low. You're feeling those things. Like take a step back and outside of yourself and see yourself doing it and then shut it down. Redirect your attention to something else. Go find something to do. Go for a walk. Go work on something. Don't let that energy be spent beating yourself up because that's not going to help. So thanks as always for plugging into Coffee Talk. I hope this episode was helpful for you. Again, I just feel like showing up sometimes on days that I'm not feeling it might be as important as the days that I am. So thanks for plugging in. It means a lot to me that you listen. I really enjoy spending this time with you. Again, I already feel better after doing this with you than I did before I started. So thanks as always for plugging in. If you need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here for you. Join us for the reset. I'll put the link in the bio, the link in the show notes. If you need help and you want to work with a Fit Me coach this year, I'm also going to put the link to apply for coaching. We will guide you through building your healthy lifestyle from start to finish. We will help you achieve those results. If you want to lose weight, feel stronger, have more energy, take better care of yourself, that's what we're going to do with you over the next year. So hit apply. We'll have a consult and we'll talk about it. And then you'll have all the information you need to make a decision if that's the next step for you. So talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.